Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm popping in today so that I can share the layouts that I got done during our Secret Not Secret Kit Club online scrap party on the weekend of Friday to Sunday, the 10th to the 12th of August. I wasn't able to be there on the Saturday or the Sunday morning because I was out making some memories, but I still got around to getting quite a few layouts done. I did also actually get 2 Traveler's Notebook inserts done, but I'm going to save that because my next video is going to be a share of where I'm at in my summer 2018 Traveler's Notebook. So for the layouts that I got done, this first layout here is for the Thursday night bonus challenge, and that was a nice, easy, Christina was just letting us in easily into the weekend. So it was basically to create a layout. So on this layout, I used this beautiful Prima paper. It's a paper that came in one of my prize packs, I think from maybe the May, might have been from the May party. And it's an older collection. It's a 2011 collection, Melody collection from Prima. But the papers were just so beautiful and it matched the coloring of these photos so well. And I liked the pairing here with a little bit of craft. And this paper is an older Stampin' Up! Designer series paper that I had done. These beautiful thickers came in my last prize pack. And I don't know how Christina knew. She knows everything because these are actually some of my favorite thickers of all times. Well, maybe except for those Fitzgerald ones that I love so much. I think I already had a couple of packs of these, so now I have 3. And I might still be hoarding them. And this here is a punch. It's a big border punch that I hadn't used. I'm really trying to really get into my stash and use my tools and use some things. So this is a border punch. Then I just did this little bit of craft paper down here, fishtailed it with a little tiny cluster so I could do my journaling. And the wood buttons are, of course, from Chamel. I think this might have been the Go Now Go collection. And then I created, just to offset here a little bit in the same way, a little bit of a cluster here at the top so that both of these would be pointing in. And this one here in particular would bring your eyes to my photo. So this documents the very first weekend of my holidays this year, the traditional start to my holidays, which is visiting the Highland Games in Maxville, Ontario. The Highland Games in Maxville, Ontario are actually the oldest in North America and the biggest in North America. So it's always a really, really fun family day. The second layout that I got done, this one was for our Superhero Jessica's challenge. And again, I'm using the Prima marketing. And I think this collection might have been the Sparkling Spring collection in the prize pack I got from Christina. There were papers from both of those collections. So this challenge was to use our newest stamps and some of our oldest papers, in particular 6x6 paper pads. So I use this lovely background paper. The stamping I did here is from my latest kit. The stamps are from 49 and Market, Captured Adventures, and I got 2 stamp sets, one in the March kit and one in the April. I can't remember quite which one this comes from. This stamping is also from those same stamps. The paper I used here is a very old paper from My Mind's Eye Indie Chic, and it's called Saffron. So I use these for the layers with my photos here, and this is just a piece of cardstock in a color that matched behind it. My beloved Alpha stickers from Daily Flash. These here are die cuts that I made. It was back one of the challenges by Superhero Kathy, which was to just make some watercolor backgrounds and then punch or die cut some shapes out of them. And these lovely puffy stickers are from Fancy Pants Designs. So I just left this quite open, and once I got a little bit of this cluster down, I realized that this empty space here would be perfect for the journaling. And then I just continued this little diagonal down here with the winners of this year's Wimbledon Championship. I'm a great tennis fan, not a player, but a fan. So there we go. That was challenge number 2. This was a fun challenge. This one was called Freaky Friday, and Christina paired us with another member of the group, and the challenge was to scrap lift that member. That was so cool. So my partner in crime, my freaky partner, was Holly Rowlett. And Holly, contrary to me, her big specialty is to do multiple photo layouts. She gets as many photos as she can onto one layout, whereas I tend to be a little bit more a 1 or 2 photo scrapper. So I really enjoyed this one, and I scrap lifted one of her layouts, and this I used my beautiful March kit with this background paper was from Jen Hadfield, this background here, and of course you can't see because I backed it on a piece of cardstock, but I did gut this paper so that I could use the square in the middle on something else. And then, of course, here's my beloved Penelope D paper. I think this particular one, I have a scrap, maybe this big left, which is still on my desk. I'm for sure going to be using, but I've used this paper on maybe 2, if not 3 layouts. So I got 5 photos on this, and this actually layout or design was perfect for these photos because I had a lot of just random street scenes and alleys from Lisbon in Portugal, and really how many layouts of a street scene can you do? So it's kind of fun to get them all onto one page. So I very originally titled it Lisbon Streets and City Views. So I have some puffy stickers here, again from that same Fancy Pants design. I think it was the family collection. A lovely little flare here from Cuts to Love, which I've spoken about before, which is a local to me online shop that does awesome flair and even does custom designs. This little die cut that was in my famous bowl of die cuts on my scrap table, and a couple of little tags that I tucked in here as well. So one of the great things, of course, about getting so many photos on is you really don't need to use up a lot of your embellishments. So there we go. The next layout, this one was kind of fun. This one was Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. It was her challenge, and it was the name game. And the challenge was to scrap about how you, a family member, a pet, got their name, where that name comes from, and how you got the name. So I decided, of course, to scrap my little Chopin. And inspired by Sarah from Sarah Scraps, I did this one in landscape. It's an 8.5 by 11 landscape. I had never done that before, and I kind of loved it because this one had a lot of journaling. So I thought that in portrait mode, I wouldn't quite know where to put the journaling. So that's really what made me want to try this landscape mode, and I loved it. So I used here some pink paisley scraps that I had on my desk. This one I believe is from C'est la Vie, and this one is one of the later, I think it's from the Turn the Page collection from Paige Evans. And the title for this is Maybe Smoky? No, Chopin, of course. And that's really how Chopin got his name. Chopin got his name. He arrived here at this age. He was only about 12 weeks old. His mom was rescued by a family friend. And as soon as she saw this little fellow, she knew exactly that had to be my little cat. But he came into this house like a little terror. For the first year, actually, Chopin was a terror. He was a charmer, but he was a terror. And he was just running around the house, hopping up on everything. And all of a sudden, I put a CD on, and it was Chopin, the pianist, and he just came to a screeching halt in front of the sound system and stared, and I could swear his little head was moving and he was listening to Chopin. And that was it. From that second, his name became Chopin, and that was probably maybe the second day that he arrived. So he was only smoky for a day. And then, of course, he really loved popping up onto the computer keyboard as well. So that just reinforced Chopin. I used here some lovely little flair that I got from Cuts to Love, and a little chipboard arrow here, which, and this one as well. They're both from the BU collection from Pink Fresh Studios. And then a few little puffy stickers that I had on my desk from Chamel. Go Now Go Again. My Daily Flash alphas, of course. And these are actually puffy sticker words that were on that Fancy Pants Design family puffy sticker sheet. And then this layout is sort of, I guess, a companion to my Lisbon layout. It'll be like a second page. It's not a double page layout. It's not, I guess the only thing they really have in common is the photos. This time it's windows and herbs. What I loved about Lisbon, in all honesty, it really was not my favorite city to visit. But some of the architecture and all of these little ceramics, most of the buildings, I don't know what these buildings are at all, but most of the buildings had these beautiful ceramics between the windows and the balconies on the facades, and I thought that was just beautiful. And then, of course, in some of the little alleyways where these are more, I guess, maybe apartments, because the doors are very, very close together, have all these beautiful pots of herbs lying out. So it does make it very pretty and very decorative. So this one, so the other one, of course, was Streets and City Views, and this one is Windows and Herbs. I wanted to make it Windows and More, but I didn't quite have the letters or the space, and it didn't fit where I wanted to put it. So this one was for the Grab 5 challenge. The Grab 5 challenge was colored cardstock, which is this pink cardstock here, washi tape, which is this little black and white line down here, chipboard, so I have 3 chipboard elements here, puffy stickers, which came from, yet again, the Chamel collection. This puffy ampersand came from the Fancy Pants Design sticker sheet, so I'm almost done with that sticker sheet, actually. And then little word stickers. So I was able to get a few of these little word stickers. These came from my Traveler's Notebook kit. And then last but not least, I put my little flare. That was not part of the challenge. I put my little flares from Cuts to Love. So that was, and Grab 5, I think I've mentioned this before, the Grab 5 challenge I think is my favorite challenge. I never feel as though I've participated until I get the Grab 5 challenge done. And I didn't get it done until Sunday afternoon this time, so I was starting to get a little bit worried. And then my last layout, second to last layout actually, no, my last layout. My last layout, was again for the Sunday night signature style. So again, Christina let us down easily. So this last late night challenge on Sunday to close the party out was to create something with our signature style. And I guess for me, that meant one photo, not always 4x6. I think I probably do 4x4 as often as I do 4x6, but one photo. This type of design where I use a few little layers, a square piece of paper and a longer piece of paper. Sometimes I will do 3 layers or 4, sometimes a little simpler like here, and then a little bit of a diagonal type embellishment with quite a bit of white space. And this paper is again one of the beloved Penelope D papers, and I can't tell you exactly which collection or which name this paper has because I use the border strip here. I'm quite proud of that. I use the border strip here as the title. I found this title apt. The best thing about a photograph is that the memory never changes. And this particular photo, as I say in the journaling, is of a nice big skating rink with people having fun and dancing and blaring music in the middle of Warsaw, Poland. And it's in the middle of the sort of rebuilt downtown core of Warsaw, which is very 1970s in feel, very concrete, very austere. And it was just lovely to see this right in the middle of that. It sort of softened the entire city, and it gave me a very different memory, and it brings back that memory. So every time I think about the austere and a little bit scary Warsaw, I remember this skating rink. So I thought that this border strip was just perfect for that title. I coupled it with, this came in my Scrapbook and Cards Today sampler for June, and it's sort of in a coppery color. So I added the accents here are more copper than they are gold. This lovely paper here is actually a 6x6 from a Prima pad that I got from my scrappy sister, Christine Etier. So I managed to already use a little bit of that, which I thought was so fun, as is this 6x6 paper as well on the back. I used some sequins from Spiegel Mom Scraps, of course, as well as some cork stars that are from Spiegel Mom Scraps as well. So there you have it. Those are the layouts and the challenges that I got done for the last party. As I mentioned, I did get 2 Traveler's Notebook spreads done, which I will show you in the next video. Thanks so much. See you soon. Bye.